Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to introduce the first and second match of the 2026 ACES season. My name is Eisen. I am joined here by Vipul.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to be your resident Slide 2 knower for the evening.
Hell yeah. So, if you do not know what ACES is, essentially, this is a 3 versus 3 team-based Sly Cooper speedrunning tournament. During a draft period, we are going to be selecting 3 episodes from across the different games, and the teams are going to be competing against each other to see who can complete them the fastest. There's a lot of strategizing, knowing what your enemies can and can't play, strategizing to set yourself up as great as possible for victory. For the first match of tonight, we have the Prague Bombers facing off versus the Lumberjacks.
Yes, and that's going to be a very interesting matchup, that's for sure. Definitely 2 powerhouses right out of the gate that are going to be swinging at one another. There's definitely going to be some prime running that we're going to see here tonight.
Definitely. So both teams are in a bit of an interesting position where they have captains who are really diverse in Mapioto and Knuti, both of them having very highly competitive times across pretty much every category of all of the main games. The real interesting place is going to be seeing where all of the other teammates are going to be placing. Because, we've seen like a Little Leaf on the Bombers, for example. He's been doing some Sly 3 early game episodes, and Mixtura, a newer run of transitioning from Sly 1 to 2, is mainly known for that game. But an interesting point is that none of the non-captain players really have any, at least to our knowledge, experience in Sly 4. So that is going to be a very interesting game to see how it falls out.
Yeah, for sure. Sly 4 is 100% going to be a big part of this draft, at least as far as how I see it. Because if they can force one of the captains to fill in that blind spot, then it's really going to hinder what they could do in other episodes.
And here we are in the drafts. So, right now, the teams are getting ready to do the picks and bans. First, we are going to be seeing 4 bans, 2 of which are from Sly 2, 1 is from Sly 3, and 1 is from Sly 4. That is going to be first done by the Prague Bombers, followed by the... No, first I believe it's the Lumberjacks doing those bans, and then the Bombers are going to be doing those same bans. So we're seeing some of the early game and some of the easier episodes from across the series being banned.
Exactly. I am a bit surprised to see 2-6 banned off the bat. I did kind of expect that to be sticking around a little bit for some of the Sly 2 runners that we had present here.
For sure.
But go ahead.
We have all of the first bans coming in from the first teams, and we have the first pick locked in, Sly 2 Episode 2 from the Nunavut Lumberjacks. And Sly 4 Episode 1 locked in by the Bombers. Interesting.
Very interesting indeed. The Lumberjacks pick, I understand quite a lot. I know it might be possible that we will see Ostino Mino running that, since I know he has a very competitive time on 2-2, but we shall see.
Okay, if I had to wager a guess here, then I'm assuming that Mapioto probably had one of his teammates learn Sly 4 so they could hop on 2 episodes. But the Lumberjacks perhaps saw that coming and banned out the rest of the game, so that plan could no longer run through, if that was the case.
Yeah, that's a very smart move, a very smart way to do it.
Now the Bombers are going to be making 4 additional bans, can be from any game, and then we are going to be seeing the final pick. After the final pick has been made, the team that only got to select 1 episode are going to be picking the order they're going to be played. So Sly 3, Episode 3, 4, Episode 3, 5, and 6 are left up. We're
Interesting.
gonna be seeing Slide 3, Episode 6, hosted
This
by
is-
the Lumberjacks.
This is
So-
going to be a good one.
It is. So what you really want to do here as Team B, or Team A, I mean, the team that only gets one pick, is to make sure that the episode that you are most prepared for is the one you're going to be running first, or perhaps balance it by taking the episode that you think the other team needs the most time to warm up on. It seems we're going to be starting in Slide 3, Episode 6. That is going to be interesting.
That is good. Yes, that is going to be an interesting starting point. We did see a bit of warming up from both respective sides during some of the tech setup.
We did. We might have seen a sneaky bit of Gauntlet being played.
Exactly. And if that keeps going the way that looked, this is going to be, as I keep saying, a very interesting matchup.
This is a nice little throwback to the first season of ACES, where I was on the Sabres and I was running Slide 3 Episode 6, which was actually my first ever Slide Cooper speed run. Right here on Slide Golds.
You have a lot of history with this whole situation, with this whole event. And as far as I remember, you are also, one might say, a bit biased towards one of the teams.
You could say
If
that.
I'm correct. Mm-hmm.
It just so happens that the Nunavut Lumberjacks consists of Knuti and ATP, who during Season 2 of ACES last year were my two teammates. Sadly, this year I was a captain, so remaking the team was a bit out of the question. You know, suffering from success, you know how it is.
Yeah, it's difficult when you get to the top of one's field suddenly.
But I do remember that we taught ATP quite a bit of, at least the early game of Slide 3, so we do know that he is quite comfortable on that game.
Yeah,
It's
and
gonna
he
be
may
interesting to see how he can adapt from learning the early game to now the very last episode.
exactly. Yeah, let's see how much he has developed his actual his like full game skill set compared to just the early game. That's gonna be very interesting.
For sure, for sure. What about Slide 2, Episode 2? Do you have anything interesting you feel is gonna be going
that
on
is
in
an episode that is riddled with a lot of RNG. So it's gonna be the gameplay segments that are there that are not RNG dependent are going to be very, very key for the runners to take advantage of and to play cleanly. I'm expecting that we might see a Mixtura versus Austin race going on there, since they are both primarily Slide 2 runners.
Yeah, we haven't seen Mix really run anything aside from Slide 2.
Yeah,
But,
not lately. Yeah.
Maybe he's got some aces up his sleeves and what have you. So here we are on the intro cutscene of Slide 3, Episode 6. There's no safe house to start from, so you're just gonna have to go from when this cutscene ends. So we are gonna be seeing the racers head off to the races. We're gonna be seeing Mapioto on Slide 3, Episode 6. That is gonna be very interesting. Oh my god. He currently holds the world record. Alright, here we're gonna be seeing the first Carmelita gameplay segment, and I do believe the only one for this run, or for this whole race. Both of them are nailing these double shots. So if you don't know what that is, for Slide 3, Carmelita has this tech where when she shoots, her shots go on cooldown. When she kicks, that cooldown gets reset, and a jump will then cancel out the kick animation. So learning to juggle these animations over and over and over can make you shoot twice as fast as you normally would.
Yeah, which of course, as we all know, increases DPS. It's very interesting to see a bit of divergence. ATP was a little bit ahead there a second ago, but messed up a little super jump to continue on. Getting some very clean shots out here from Mapio, though. As is expected from the resident wunderkind of the community.
The one and only. And just looking at the time, it seems we already have a 10-second lead from the Bombers. Now, depending on how well this all has been set up, we might see we might see Mapio getting, a bit of an early lead, and then it will be up to Leaf and Mix to carry that lead across the finish line.
Yes, that I was sitting here thinking that as well. They're front loading their abilities here. It does seem a little bit, as you're saying, to have a strong anchor to bring it home at the end of the day.
Which does lead me on to another point. Mapioto is the only guy on the Bombers who we have ever seen play Slide 4 in any capacity. So, do you have any predictions who you think we're going to be seeing from the Bombers on that game?
Well,
I'm suspecting we're going to be seeing Knutzi from the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, I fully agree with you there from the Lumberjacks that it's going to be Knuti. From the Bombers, though, I do think it's going to be Leaf. I am unsure if Mixtura has the hardware to even run Slide 4, actually.
That is true. Mixura is a PS5 GOAT.
Yes, he is. He is a PS5 Chad, as I might even call him.
Could say that. But yeah, it would make sense for Leaf to go in, because even if he doesn't have the PAL version of Slide 3, or Slide 4, I mean, which means that he can't play on the optimal language being Swedish for episode 1, he does only lose, 0.3 seconds to playing in English for Slide 4 episode 1.
Yeah,
so
and
that's not going to be a massive issue if he has to run on NCSC.
Exactly. I do, as Sly Sonic just pointed out in the chat, having two PS5 players, since Austin is also a PS5 only player, having those two go head to head on 2-2 would be a great thing to see. Good representation for the PS5 community, for the OG boards.
Sure, for sure. We do have a raid coming in from Yamada Stream. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much, Yamada.
Hope you had a good one. Welcome in, Raiders. We are doing a large video gaming. Please sit back and enjoy. Alright, time for a Deadly Bite, which is a very interesting job indeed. It is the only time we're going to be seeing the Guru.
Which is kind of sad.
Where Maputo just pulled off a piece of tech that he actually discovered himself, where during this job, as you can see on the right, these traps will come up from the depths of the ocean, and your objective is to dodge them while riding these sharks. However, if you, with very precise timing, detach from the shark and reattach, then the game will not register that you have fallen off the shark, and you will not spawn any traps. You know the trick has worked because the shark's health bar in the top left will have disappeared. Actually,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, Maputo pulled off the first ever Pentafecta 100% run for the Slide series, and within 24 hours he was back on the game, experimenting around, and he found this trick, which is just insane dedication.
Mapio, he's really one of them ones. Like, we wouldn't be here without him.
That is true. And we have another raid from a big puppy, Alapo.
Hola, puppy. Welcome in.
Big Aces time.
Big Aces time indeed. So yeah, just to circle back to the whole PS5 versus PS5 angle that we were quickly discussing earlier, looking at the runner boards, it does look to have been noted for both Mix and Austin to not run Slide 4 at the event. So as long as they are still sticking to that, then I think we can safely assume we're going to see them on 2-2.
ATP is taking out death while returning with this second to last wave of sharks. That is very unfortunate.
Loss. Yeah.
Now this does mean that he will start building up noob mode, which could save him some time, or some future losses from having more health.
Yeah.
You do get sent back quite far in this job, but it's not too big of a deal since you do keep the sharks that you have sent around. Oh, and he goes for the tech, and he doesn't quite land it. That is very unfortunate.
That's a tough one.
Very much so.
But yeah, we're seeing the divergence here. Mapio finishing off the job here, as we're about to see with the Guru draw complete screen.
Yep.
Sad to see the Guru go. Really one of my favorites.
He's the guy of all time.
He really is one of the guys of all time, that's for sure.
Yeah, so you can see with the nuke mode, ATP can afford to take an extra hit with a shock here. Now, the shock he is going to be taking next time would be on 1 HP, so he's probably going to death abuse here to get it back to full. Or not, maybe he pulls off the tech. Or does he risk not taking any hits on the way? Oh, and he pulls
off the tech. Beautiful.
What a legend. This is actually perfect because, as we all know, episode 6 is a bit of a cutscene fest, as is being pointed out in the chat. So, with the way this is going, we might have gameplay on one side and then some cutscenes on the other side, so we'll always have something to talk about.
Oh, that would be so lovely.
I do say that while we're heading into a 3-minute auto-scroller, but regardless.
Oh, we can make him pressing, or rather holding down the R1 button exciting.
Oh, ATP falling in the water once again. That is a dangerous place to be going forward. Big shout out to Hackpack, by the way. Love that guy.
Shout out. Hey, we got some Hackpack representation at ACES. Who would have thunk it?
We might be getting a bit too fancy with the strats on the Lumberjack side. This is already not what you want to see.
Already about a minute and a half behind at the very least.
Oh boy. So we are seeing Mapio head through the Dark Currents, which is the only Dimitri job we're gonna be seeing. I'm gonna be saying that a lot for every character.
Yep.
Essentially, there's an auto-scroller followed by this boss fight. What you want to do with this boss is to pretty much just keep your cursor on Dr. M and mash the fire button. If you don't miss any shots and you don't take too long with firing, then you cannot lose. You should be good.
Easy win fight.
And ATP is out of a deadly bite. We might be seeing pretty much exactly one job difference between them. This is not a fantastic start for the Lumberjacks, but as we have seen time and time again, you can never count a team out until the very end. We have seen great upsets, great shocks,
great comebacks,
with being pulled back and pulled ahead, and so on and so forth.
Everything can happen. As the time disparity here, we have about a 3-minute time difference between the Lumberjacks and the Bombers currently.
Just about.
Just about, which really goes to show us how quickly something like this can build up. Mapio, though, heading out of the Dark Currents. Now, with another great showcase of that job. And now we're back into the double cutscene territory.
This is exactly what we want to see.
This is beautiful gameplay.
We got Penelope explaining what a fish is on the right, and then explaining what a radio tower is on the left. Mapio doing what you want to see, just messing about with every single thing you can press on to make stuff happen while the cutscene plays.
We love to see it. It's keeping the eyes busy.
Thank you,
and
green screen hackback.
Changing controllers doesn't lose time. He says in chat as an explanation to this. I see. I see.
Thank you for the additional fun facts.
Thank you, Mapio.
So we didn't really get to talk about the strats for the Dark Currents, but essentially, the second these jaws clasp, you just want to hold the boost button and press the swim button away from them once. And you will never be hit.
Yeah, I remember playing this as a kid and finding this job incredibly difficult.
Oh yeah.
If only I'd learned how to read.
That would help.
That would have helped a lot.
It is quite amazing how many casuals you see play this game and just not realize Dimitri can boost.
Yeah.
Quite amazing if you think about it.
It really is. Like, the scrolling text bar, you know, some might think that that has important information.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And here we see ATP coming into the Dr. M fight. Hopefully he keeps the aim steady.
You actually have quite a bit of leeway. You can afford to miss a good handful of shots and still keep it going
Yeah, okay.
without dodging at all. He's aiming a little high here, but it should just barely work. Yeah, now he's looking good.
Yeah.
Good. Alright, time for one of my personal favorite jobs in this episode, bump, charge, jump. Where some, I wouldn't say recently, but some tech has been found. The game revolves around, or the job revolves around driving around this track, bumping these cars to charge up your car to open these exit gates. It was found that if you back into one of these cars and get on top of it and bump it multiple times, then you can get multiple orbs out of one car, which saves a lot of time if done optimally.
And that was the first section, already completed.
Yeah, we draw a single duplicate. There's one car up there. You should not go for it unless you're playing New Game Plus. You cannot make it before you jump down to the next track. Nice double there from Mapio. If we could see a double or a triple, he should be able to just drive towards the end. Yeah, just like now.
Double, very nice.
And there will always be a car here that you can bump and get the last orb. So if you get to 4, then just go for it.
Who was it that discovered this cloning tech, or?
I believe it was known for a while, but we didn't really know how to get on top of cars, so it was thought to be Taz only.
Okay.
I could just be straight up lying, but I'm sure someone will correct me.
Love spreading misinformation on the internet.
He opts to not dupe the first car, which is pretty interesting. I always try and go for it. Maybe he just wants to be able to reverse a good bit earlier.
Found by Gnist. Says Slice Sonic in the chat.
I believe that Sonic knows things, allegedly, sometimes.
Slice Sonic is a knower. They have indeed been around for, well, everything and everything.
You could say that.
Basically. Mapio having time to chat along a bit as well. Love to see it.
I mean, that's the Mapio classic for ACES.
It really is.
He is one of the most active chatters, even when he plays. That's that community engagement we love to see.
Yep. We're expecting to see all runners in chat during every cutscene.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. What else is there to do?
Yeah, I mean, this guy was a no-mic streamer for years. He knows how to chat. Alright. Danger in disguise. This is a really cool job with some pretty cool developments as of not too long ago. It was seen that Mapio is going for the older strats where you would intentionally take damage from these turrets to death abuse into the next bad section. But I have seen some runners go for a strat where you do not take any hits at all, and then you would you'll go for an ammo pickup. So you'll be missing a little bit of health for the Dr. M section, but you would save a little bit of time by not having to death abuse. It is a bit harder because you won't have the same consistent spawns you're used to.
I think we can save
on the right heading into bump charge jump. Let's see if he's got the dupes down. Oh my god.
What a flip.
That is the biggest flex of a dupe I've ever seen. He hits the kick flip and he gets a duplicate. That is amazing gameplay. Holy. ATP might be the goat of bump charge jump. Is this the com goal we're seeing in real time?
It might actually be.
Alright, does he fall for the bait car? Oh, it looks like he is. And he probably got some coaching telling him to head back. And we're onto duping. That looked pretty good. Nah, just one. Meanwhile, Mapio's taking out some bets. So, a good bit of playing optimally here is to make sure that you spend as little ammo per bat as you need. Because if you if you ration out your ammo... Holy! Was that a triple or quadruple from ATP?
Might
God
have been a
damn!
quad.
That was insane.
Quadra.
Only on ACES. You saw it here.
Only on ACES. You only see stuff like that here. You're very right.
Yeah, good balls from ATP.
Good balls.
Oh, maybe a quad.
I want to quickly circle back to the point you made about saying that you could see the coaching. If you could touch on that a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, so as has been the case in a couple of ACES matches involving certain high-level runners, we've seen some teams having to essentially teach a player how to do certain parts of the game in the middle of a run. And like with myself, for example, in the first ever ACES match, I was on team with Remo, who coached me through this very episode, live, having no experience with it. And ATP just barely getting the last orb before having to do another lap, and okay lap one might say these days. Making it up pretty safely. All things considered, that was an extremely good bomb charge jump. That was very good.
It really was. Very well played. Good
Yep.
dupes. A kickflip even.
Dude,
I heard the honeys love the kickflips.
strike points are through the roof. This is insane gameplay.
That's what this is about at the end of the day, right?
Exactly. I wouldn't even say that the Bombers have gained that much time across bomb charge jump. Like, both teams played it really well. The difference is about 4 minutes now, I would say. Maybe like 3.5. That's just a little head calc there.
That's a calculation for short.
I'm just in slang. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. But yeah, about the 4 minute mark, it wasn't very well, as you mentioned again. A very even bump charge jump, pretty much.
Yeah, like, I'm
What you
thoroughly
would
impressed by
expect.
that bomb charge jump.
Yeah. Did you expect this level of gameplay from ATP so far?
I mean, I've been on this guy's team. I know what he's all about. You know, this is just a goat doing goat things
Love to hear it.
through and through, and he even knows the route for this job. I did not know this route in my first run. It would appear that unlike myself, this guy has actually practiced and looked into how to play this game. Would you believe it?
Imagine practicing. Who would do
Could
that?
never be me.
Could never be me. We
He
just
did not
full
go
send
for the
runs.
death abuse, so we might see him need to refill.
Yeah.
Oh, we definitely will. There's an pick up right to his left, so we can just get that, and that shouldn't lose too much.
And he knows it immediately. That's map knowledge for you right there.
He did get 3 before having to refill, so if he just plays like nice and safe, he should not need to get another refill.
Very nice.
Once you get a bit of experience, you do just kind of know the amount, like approximately what it sounds like when you shot enough, like the amount of clicks it takes.
Yeah.
But as we now wrap up Danger in the Skies, we are heading into probably the most famous Sly Cooper speedrunning job in history.
The fan favorite.
The fan favorite, the Ancestors Gauntlets.
Which we recently just saw a new world record in.
That is
by,
true.
by
Mapu has been
Crystals in
the...
chat.
That is correct. Mapiot has been the crowning champion of Gauntlet for, I believe, over a year at this point, and he just lost the crown. But maybe it's time for him to take it back. Ooh, ATP! Oh no, he is one hit from death, and this bet could end it all if he either flies into it or if its turrets shoot him. This is an actual dogfighting competition right here.
This is a do or die moment.
Dude, where does this bat go? What is going on? Did bro despawn? What is this? Yo, the flip? Dude, I've not seen that maneuver since I was a kid. Holy, we're pulling out all the stops. This is insane.
You only see stuff like that in ACES. Nice save from ADP there.
Nothing more, nothing less. Alright, right here would probably be a good idea for ATP to dive into the water to refill some cheeky health. Because while you can do this Dr. M section without taking damage, it is pretty difficult. But on the left, we have Mapioto heading into Gauntlet. Let us
This
see
is gonna
how
be good.
risky he plays it.
I saw him mention in chat that he will be going for Salim proxy. Can you elaborate a bit on that, maybe?
That is very interesting. So, Gauntlet is infamous for having proxies that are notoriously not viable for episode runs. That hasn't stopped Mapio in the past, as he has actually gone for them in episode runs before. The easiest of which being the proxy by the Salim Al-Kupar portrait. So let's see if Mapio actually decides to go for it. He opts out of it. He was struggling a little bit with the push boost early on, taking a couple dips in the water, but he's recovering very well.
He might have decided to play it safe after seeing how the beginning of the gauntlet went.
I believe if he was at full health, he maybe would have gone for it, but probably didn't make sense if he was already on the brink of death.
Yeah.
Was that a pounce boost? Going for a slightly lower launch to get a better angle for the saber section. Shadow sabers.
Now this is going to be
a little bit low on health here, so he might be looking to break some of these crawl spaces to preserve health. Normally would damage abuse through these to save a good bit of time, but since he is a bit low here, then yeah, he just about has enough health to push through with the push boost.
keeping a good count as well on the health there.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
And he makes it back up. Push boosting over to the Autofont Cooper portrait, but he will not take it yet because that is not the order that you're meant to take it in. We head over to Thaddeus, I believe.
Thaddeus Winslow Cooper III, my goat.
That is the one. Gets stuck behind the couch and gets sent back up to Otto and just gets it.
Very nice.
Legend. These are kind of risky push boost at 1 HP, but my goat has done this a million times. He knows what's up. He knows what it's all about.
He's been here before. The lights are not too bright.
Maybe a little bit of rust on the old armor at the beginning. However, he beat that shit right off and
shook it right off.
Just pulled an amazing gauntlet after that. He's going to be setting his team up very well moving forward. And he goes for that push boost. Holy. He had a pixel of juice left. And he does not care. He goes for it.
He's played these games before, one might say.
Allegedly. Alright, 24-25, I believe, out of Gauntlet. That is insanely good.
That's very good. That is a good point from Gandhi. We might, during this tournament, actually get to see Riley versus Mapioto Gauntlet, if that ends up going through.
That would be crazy.
That would be very sick indeed. They should gentlemen's agreement to just to only do Gauntlet. One and done.
Tuurlijk niet. Sly is cool. We zitten in hetzelfde schuitje. Tuurlijk. We zijn allemaal.
But now we're in a bit of a cutscene city yet again, as Sly 3 is sometimes known to be.
Naturally. So this is Stand Your Ground, the resident Murray job of the episode, where we're going to be seeing waves and waves and waves of bad guys heading for Bentley and Murray while they are holding down the fort at night, while Sly is off doing gauntlet things. Now, this job differentiates quite a bit in episode runs from any percent, because we have, as of a couple years ago, the use of additional gadgets, namely Raging Infernal Flop and Diablo Fire Slam. The Fire Slam being the move you see Mapio doing there, where he can pick up an enemy and slam it into the floor, creating this AoE fire wave, where any enemy caught within it will just instantly die. That was the other one. I already forgot the name. Where he will,
flop.
yes, where you do not need to have a guard, but the AoE circle you do is quite a bit smaller. So that is the one you use for stragglers.
I can't believe I remembered what that thing was called.
Yeah, I mean, I just said it and it just exited from my mind.
Yeah, I didn't even pay attention to you saying it, I'm not gonna lie.
That's my commentator right now.
Yes, sir.
All right, one more
Here
guard
was-
and slams him.
Very nice. And here we're seeing ATP going through a gauntlet.
I mean, he has definitely practiced it. We're seeing some nice shadow pounces, bit of push boosting here and there. Just jumping on the hammers. This is very nice.
Ik ben net een losgeslagen 10-tonner.
However, that's one of the oldest skips in the history of Gauntlet. Jumping across that rope. Oh, this might be tight. Can he hit the furball jumps? Nice.
Very nice.
Ooh, opts to go for shadow pounce instead of the hooks, but he does the hooks as a backup.
Playing it safe.
These are not easy push boosts. I believe he might be waiting for this firewall to go away, and then he can push through. Yeah, now we just want to break the crawl spaces or preserve some health for safety. That is not a bad move whatsoever.
Yeah, I think the play is for now to just try and minimize time bleed for the Lumberjacks.
For
And
sure.
potentially try and regain some of it in the upcoming.
Oh, that looked a bit tricky, but he does get the super jump. Very nice.
And as we can see, for the next episodes upcoming, we have Knuti versus Leaf as well.
So Leaf has been secretly learning Sci-Fi Episode 1.
That is very
Interesting.
Mapio hitting the CSS.
It's going to be interesting to see how well Leaf has prepared. He did mention in my chat that he got a big PB in an episode, but did not want to elaborate on what it was. So I think we might be seeing the fruits of his labor here. I'd be very interested to see what the
What
the
he's gonna
final
pull
result
out.
is. Yeah,
What he's been cooking up.
what kind of storm he's been in the kitchen with.
Weet je, Bentley?
Because he is brewing,
Je kan
as one might say.
plannen maken.
Well, that was a nice spiral dive stall. So you dodged the propeller.
Very good. And Mapio is coming up on the final job here, correct?
Yeah, this is the Dr. M boss fight final legacy.
A great boss fight.
One of my favorite boss fights in any game.
Here, does he have access to the
Does have access to thief reflexes.
Thief reflexes? Yes, that was the name of it. Do you want to elaborate on that tech a little bit? Or
I
do we
would
wanna
love
wait
to.
until it gets showed.
So in Sly 3, you can toggle your health, you can toggle the hitbox on your cane swing on and off by tapping sprint and a walking direction. Typically, you'd use the D-pad for this. If you do this in just real time, you can get like 2, maybe 3 hits off per swing. But if you use this gadget called Thief Reflexes, you can slow down time and... Oh, he opts to not go for it. He goes for just raw explosion. That is crazy. So that's actually a tiny bit risky because if you mess this up and do a little bit, like too much damage at once, you can get Dr. M down below his threshold where Dr. M would be defeated in the
Oh, and then it
combat
would-
section. But if
then
that
it's soft
happens
lock.
during the slice section, yes, then you are soft locked and need to reset your console.
Oof.
Or reset the game anyway.
But he does it cleanly.
He goes for it.
As
And he gets-
Remo may have pointed out here for the upcoming 4-1 here, it's hard to catch up a lot in that episode, which did get me jogging and thinking about that maybe they're kind of counting on a bit of RNG in 2-2 to make up some
That
time.
could be a play. That could be a play.
It's
I
gonna be
forget what
interesting.
was Life 4 episode 3 left up in anything? No, that whole game was wiped out. So yeah, if they want to go for the RNG play, they could have picked episode 3, where that's a big
Yeah.
potential.
As Ignis just said, it's not that big of a deal, but there's always the potential to get 20 guards.
That is correct.
So if that happens, then for the Bombers, then suddenly they are quite behind.
yeah, when we get to the guards in slide 2 episode 2, drop your predictions. If you get it right, you get a fish in my chat.
You got a fish in mine too.
Whoa, that's
Yep.
a 2-for-1 special.
2-for-1 special.
Niemand doet mijn crimineel iets aan.
And we see Mapioto wrapping up the run. Right now.
With a 31.50.
That is a very impressive episode 6 time. I beat my PB by like over 30 seconds. You could say Mapio's pretty fast.
Yeah, one might say that this Mapio guy's pretty dang good at this game.
As we see Little Leaf head off into slide 4 episode 1. So this is photo op. A return to form, where we are returning with the recon jobs from slide 2 that were taken out for slide 3. So this first one, we are going to be obviously doing some recon around the local area in feudal Japan. So the route here is to take the first 3 pictures, then reload your checkpoint and head back to a more optimal spot.
Explain this to Carmelita. Time travel? She'll...
And we are seeing Steve running in English, which is either him being an NCSC or just preferring his own language, which really doesn't matter for this episode, as established.
Can you tell me why his marker is black instead of green?
That is tech, don't worry about it.
That's Can you explain the tech for the non-knowers?
Well, you see, we are on this Twitch channel called Sly Golds, and they use green screen.
Oh, right. That's me being slow.
That's okay.
It happens.
Yeah,
But
if
here we
you
see
see any
So, what kind of mess are we in?
any graphics looking weird, then that's tech. Blame Gandhi.
But here we just saw on the stream the boss of this episode, El Jefe, or
The
El
one and
Jeff, or the boss, as it's translated to.
I thought it was Big Baby.
Big Baby. Well, Sly's not very good at other languages. You hear his Italian accent? Like, come on.
Yeah, I heard that, and clearly no hablas español.
No habla español, indeed.
Oh, we see ATP not going for the cutscene skip in Stand Your Ground. I mean, that is understandable. It only saves 2 seconds, but it does refill your health for Final Legacy. Yeah. Which it's gonna be interesting to like see what strats ATP goes for. If it's gonna be like some thief reflection shenanigans, if it's the good old push attack spam, if it's going for explosions. Like there's so many ways to go about this fight, and that's something I really love about it.
I did not even know about the explosion tech. Like, this
Yeah,
is
it's
the
kinda
first time
wild.
I'm seeing or hearing about it. It looks very cool.
It is cool.
And as we have Little Leaf here running up to the first piece of the samurai disguise that he is stealing, I'm just sitting here thinking, Sly 4 is actually kind of gorgeous.
This is a lovely looking game.
It really is.
I guess that's what happens when you have more than a year to make a game.
Yeah.
If it,
If
there's a
only
god in
they'd
this group
fin-
that might be an issue.
If only the game
Okay,
was
good.
finished with a proper ending. But we don't need to worry about that today.
Yeah, so if you at any point get spotted by these guards that are holding armor pieces, then you will get a job fail. And if you get spotted by that one in particular, you go very far back. So
That was
that's
nice.
gonna be interesting.
Good not being spotted.
And it looks
God,
like
the
they're
war
seeing ATP going for the push attack strats, which is very understandable. It is a very beginner-friendly strat that just basically makes sure that Dr. M cannot move at all, and it doesn't even lose that much time. Can get a pretty good pretty good time going for safe strats.
A very consistent safe strat, which, as I mentioned before, is probably their mantra currently, to just try and not bleed any more time and see if there isn't something somewhere that can be regained.
Before they can unleash the Knutsi,
Yes.
the secret weapon.
To be a commander, aren't you?
Now we do see ACP immediately going behind vehicles, which makes Dr. M's laser do this like sweep out. You can cut that a bit short by being like below where the laser begins and then immediately just going just like following the laser to the vehicles. Saves a little bit of time and doesn't really risk anything.
I hear he loves.
And that is ACP having a very clean Dr. M fight. Not much to complain about there.
No major mistakes, no anything. That was very well done.
Yep. As we have another 40-ish seconds of cutscene, followed by a little bit of kinetic gameplay, and then ACP will be done with this run.
And then it's over to Knuti for 4-1.
It's going to be interesting to see how much ground he can cover, because as mentioned, while Sly 4 is a pretty like consistent game, it doesn't have any like major time loss potentials aside from a few rare instances. You know, the better player will definitely save a good bit of time to some of the riskier strats, some of the more exotic pieces of tech you wouldn't be able to learn within the short time span we've had from the teams being established to this run happening right now.
Some stuff you wouldn't find in the Remo tutorial. Some secret sauce.
Yeah, most of the stuff is definitely there, but that one is slightly out of date. But still an invaluable resource to anyone wanting to learn this game.
Oh, yeah,
This is a very clean. This is a very clean breakout from Little Leaf. Commentator curse coming through. We love to see it. This is like the most difficult section to do the speedrun way. What you intend to do here is put on the samurai disguise to mitigate these flames. That is even what I do right now as a decent runner. It does lose a good bit of time, but yeah, you can't just like prance through the fire and be safe.
They did have the time to spend doing that, but that does minimize the gap a little bit.
Not by a massive amount. I think the gap is like 7 minutes roughly, I would say.
Yeah.
And we do see Knutsi playing in the optimal language. So if anyone has bingo cards for unoptimal game version, then yeah, that's your shot. Because Little Leaf is indeed playing on English, which is very slow. So incredibly slow.
As Foas just mentioned, the Lumberjacks do kind of need anything that they can get currently, so any bit of time lost from the Bombers, anything to kind of close the gap a little bit, I think is a good thing for them.
That is true. However, this does mean that since we had a little bit of audio issues from Little Leaf, we will be listening to Knutsi, which means we will be listening to Swedish, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, actually. You know what, Bombers? Keep on going.
Yeah, you got this one.
Yep. Just because we're listening to Swedish now.
I'm swapping my bias.
Yep.
Right, here we see the fireball deflection section sensation.
Bars.
Where, interestingly enough, this whole like deflection animation Sly has keeps the hitbox going for deflecting the fireballs for like as long as this whole animation lasts. So even if Sly is no longer swinging, you can still affect a fireball if you time it properly. If you're too early though, you will just kind of shoot the fireball off into nowhere.
Which we did see happen a couple times there. Having only watched you run Most Like War, I did not know that was an option. I hadn't seen that before.
That does happen. Alright, but all things considered, all things considered, pretty clean breakout from Little Leaf. Now, Knudsen
Indeed.
has just entered the same job as well. So we're going to be seeing how much time can be made up here. I do believe the gap is about 6 minutes-ish. But that can be shortened in so many ways.
Will be shortened indeed. As Remo is mentioning. As well, there's probably like a minute or two to gain. But it will all come down to... It's all going to come down to the wire. Uh-huh.
Oh, did we lose a controller from Knudsen's side? No connected hand controller. Did he run out of battery? Knudsen, charge your bets. That's bad. Well, a little hiccup, but we take those.
That's not a lot of loss. What am I thinking? Mutts? Who's sabotaging his controller?
Mods, get this mana controller.
And here we see Knudsen heading towards the third guard.
Yes, indeed. He does get spotted here, and there's another guard down here. But if he knocks it out as he did, then he should be fine. It's always fun to see if there's any guards like right behind you during this animation. Yep, there's the monkey. So we did not have much time left to get that armor.
He was there though. What might I even say?
He was.
Heading into the prison now.
Yep. As Little Leaf is making his way to the sushi house in Sushi House Startup. The first Ryuichi job. And one of the most parkour intensive ones in the episode, along with Breakout. So we are going to be seeing some pretty intensive gameplay from both sides, but in very different styles, as we have Sly on one side and Ryuichi on the other.
Yes, and then we can see all the similarities that they also have between their movesets, being basically everything bar a paraglider and holding down the R2 button for something special.
That is true. Shout out to Bob Cooper for not being a copy of Sly.
Actually, yeah. Bob
My
being
God.
the most original Sly Cooper ancestor, that's for sure.
Mhm. Alright, let's see if Little Leaf is making use of the buffer tech, where it does look like it. Where if you're holding down any action buttons while the loading screen mask is blinking, then you can make Sly or whoever you're playing as do that input frame perfectly after the loading screen's over. Oh, we're not seeing Knudsen going for the out of bounds strats here. That is surprising. I was thinking he was gonna go for it, considering they could use the time right now.
How much faster is the out of bounds strats compared to what we're seeing now?
I believe it's about 8 seconds if you do it optimally. Skipping the crawl spaces. And it is very hard, yes. It is one of the last things you want to learn in your episode 1 journey. He's hesitating here quite a bit. So maybe he is off the cycle he's used to or something.
And deciding to play it safe.
Yeah, I mean, one player has been safe, one has been sorry, so
Yeah,
that seems about right.
indeed.
But speaking of the other player, Leaf is nailing this sushi house startup. Like,
Yeah, he's playing really clean.
I didn't spot any major mistakes. He got the rise back jump, he got the dragon launch. Like, this guy is gaming. This guy is playing video games.
Ryuichi Cooper. Fantastiskt. Är nog hans största beundran.
Fantastiskt. So when Knudsen gets to the end of Breakout, we do have a pace check for you all.
Yep.
Yeah, that was an extremely clean sushi house startup. I'm very impressed by that. Now Leaf is on to something fishy. The mirror job. Or the
What's
first
fishy?
one, anyway. Guess we'll find out.
Yeah. That is the motion control job, right?
One of them, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forget.
We also gotta run with some sparks.
Oh yeah, the fan favorite hacking minigame.
Yeah. Guys, press 1 if you love motion controls.
I remember from back when I did like my last casual playthrough of 5-4, I always felt like it was like leaning left, if that makes sense. The ball.
You say that. Yo, sweet underscore Melody. Thank you very much for gifting us up to the commentators. Appreciate
Thank you
that.
very much, Melody.
Thank you for supporting Sly Cooper speedrunning and events like these.
This is
And Lovely Cooper as well. Thank you very much for the bits.
yes.
They will be used to pay Augie's lunch.
They will be used for Sultan Kebab at ESA.
Something like that.
6-axis controls rescued my cat from the tree. We love to hear that first.
Alright, and with the exit of Breakout, the difference between the teams is roughly 5 minutes and 40 seconds.
There's a bit of a time gap to make up.
That sure is something.
Leaf, as far as I'm aware, since I saw some discussion on this in some chats a while ago, if he like dies right before the boss here in this hack, that could potentially bring them back in the game.
I mean, that's...
the Lumberjacks. It's very difficult for it to happen, but the possibility is there.
I was gonna say, like, it is also possible that, like, lightning strikes his house and cuts power, but...
Exactly. You know, we can never count out any of the options that we have here.
If we're sticking to being realistic, I'm not really sure what the biggest potential time losses coming up are. Like, I think we're gonna have to go to like Operation or something for any major time losses to be possible.
Yeah, this is just going to be relatively in line until we head to 2-2, I think.
Pretty much.
Where we, as we mentioned in the beginning, are going to be seeing Austin and Mixtura racing one another. The two PS5 players.
Dude, some PS5 on PS5 action. It's gonna go crazy.
So as Knish just mentioned with sound locks, we're not gonna have that. We're not even gonna see bottle crashes. So that time's
no
not
bottle
even
crashes,
gonna
no
be...
sound lock, no static.
Yeah.
L version, if you ask me.
Honestly, yeah. Where's all of the fun?
Where's the funny?
So a lot of this is gonna come down to, at least again, bar any major mistake happening here in Slide 4 that I'm unaware of. It's gonna come down to guard RNG, movement in steal a tux.
Well, there's that, but there's also in the job that Little Leaf is on.
Yeah.
At the end, you're carrying this fish bucket out of the cave, which, if you drop it or you miss your throw to the deposits, then you can lose a good bit of time from having to go back and get in. Oh, the guy's awake. That guy's awake for Knutzi, and he fell asleep again. Okay. Good.
So the way that you said that made it sound like it's RNG dependent?
I'm sure there's some way to get around it, but like, I don't know, man. Sometimes he's awake, sometimes he's not.
Sometimes he up, sometimes he not.
Sometimes, I mean, for the most part, he is asleep when I do the run, but sometimes he's awake and I'm mad.
Understandably so.
I'm pissed.
I just start spitting Dracula flow lines. Here we're seeing Leaf getting shocked a little bit.
Okay, Leaf making it through the fireflies. like you wouldn't believe your eyes.
He made it through the fire and the flames.
And the flies.
Indeed.
Alright, here's a quite tricky jump. You're gonna have to wait for these fireflies to clear the gap so you can jump over, and he gets very good RNG on the fireflies.
How can...
That's a good question, Melody. So we have this kind of like unspoken standard for what's a good and or unwritten standard for what's a good and bad time on this here fishing segment. So you're meant to pull out 8 fish using motion controls. Yippee! And the timer on the bottom, that's what you go by. The amount of time that's left on the timer when you're done is pretty much your time for the segment. If the timer is above 50, that's a pretty good fish. If it's below 50, then something went wrong. You are kind of at the mercy of the fish here because they spawn randomly, they swim around randomly. After you yank a fish up, they kind of like swim around panicked for a bit, and if while they're still swimming around panicked, you cannot begin to pull them up, and you will have to wait for them to calm down or look for another one that's calm before you can do anything. So leave ending up with a 46. That's not exactly what you want, but it's not the end of the world. So this is the fish basket we were talking about. There is not really any good checkpoints for this, and if you do drop this fish basket, then Murray will stand there and complain about it for a long time, like 10 seconds or something, before you'll get the job fail and be allowed to walk back. So
he needs to yammer. I hear.
Just need to get his frustrations out, which is understandable.
Very much
He is
so.
not very happy with all the things.
He did just fish up those fish.
Oh, he does not go for the lamp strat here. So what you'd normally do in a run is to what you normally do in casual gameplay is to hit these plants to make them attract the fireflies and clear the path. But if you're brave, then you can just look for a gap and jump through, which you made pretty good use of.
How is it that the whole cutscene skipping works in Slide 4? We see some cutscenes being skipped and some not. Why is that?
Yeah, so there are exceptions, but the general rule of thumb is if the cutscene that you're watching either leads into a job complete screen or into a loading screen, then you cannot skip it. Otherwise, you should be good to go. Some exceptions apply to this, having what's called instant cutscene skips, where if you pause the game on the frame that the cutscene begins, you will get the skip cutscene prompt and you will be allowed to use it. Which
Do we see any of those?
We will be seeing one at the beginning of Altitude Sickness, or the Operation, which isn't an operation in this game. Where we'll get to it when we get to it, but it does save a pretty good amount of time, I believe like 15 seconds maybe? I'm just guessing, I don't know.
Do you have any good recommendations on how to practice those?
Do it a lot, pretty much.
Leaf, Gandhi mentioned that Leaf missed fish ICSS, or didn't go for it.
That is true. There's also an instant cutscene skip in this job. That is after the hacking section that Knut is currently on, where you'll gain control of Murray, he'll lift up a gate, and then he'll just kind of like stand there idling for a couple seconds, and then a 5-second cutscene will play. If you press start on the frame that cutscene begins, then you will get that prompt to skip the cutscene. It barely saves any time if you whatchamacallit. If you take a couple times where you pause and don't get it, then you lose time on it. Alright, so I don't know if Knut is gonna go for it, but we'll see. The timing I've been told is I was told by Remo that you wanna look at Murray's tail right here, and after it's swung around a couple of times, when it's at 7 o'clock now, then you want to pause. He just barely didn't get it. But he did go for it.
Valiant effort, though.
Okay, Little Leaf getting spotted by the spotlights, but he didn't go for the traditional hiding spots, but he did dodge all of them. Looking at Mirror's Tail made Map, you lose consistency. I see. Knutzy also going for the Firefly jump strats. Those are quite standardized these days. Yeah, quite nice.
I have a question from Lozzie in chat about the language difference. If you'd like to elaborate a little bit.
Lossie, you would not believe it, but language is extremely important in this game. Little Leaf is losing a whole 0.3 seconds to playing in English. Pretty unrecoverable time loss.
Yeah, that might give the Lumberjacks the edge they need to close this gap.
Very much so. And as pointed out, Leaf has been doing his homework on Sly 4. Like, this is very good gameplay. He's playing very well. Like, one thing is doing all the jumps correct and knowing all the skips and stuff, but another is the whole memory aspect of it. Because in Sly 4, you can start doing inputs like while the animation of the loading screen fading out is going on, which means that you won't actually be able to see what you're doing for the first like second or second and a half of gameplay. So you just know, like, after this cutscene I gotta run straight forward, after this one I gotta jump up, I gotta jump and hold left and do a circle boost, and just having everything memorized. Knutzy getting a 51 fish, that is very nice. And Little Leaf heading into the section that exists.
This is some people's favorite section.
Me?
It is a good one. There's
It
a
is.
reason why you watched this one during the last ACES match that you were involved in.
Yeah, it's good.
It really is. Also a song that apparently constantly gets claimed since it's an actual 80s song. I've heard.
I think it's the song from Breakout that gets copyright claimed. And this is some thingamajig. I don't know which one it is. All I know is when I submit a Sly 4 episode one time, it gets copyrighted every time.
When that happens.
And Knutzy also wrapping up a very respectable something fishy. No major mistakes. Couple shocks, but it's fine.
I think we're still right around the 5-minute difference, I think.
I do have a comparison running, but that is for entering the Meridian, so it's gonna be a while before we can get the exact time going on.
Good to hear. At the very least, to me, that is what my heart and soul is telling me that it's about right now.
Well, let's see if the head calc is correct.
That's short for calculation. We're using a bit of slang here.
By the way, if you didn't know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. So this is one of those sections. Yeah, I have this thing with Sly 4 where I keep saying it's a good game that just takes some very weird decisions every now and then. And
You could say that.
This is one of those decisions where it's like, why though?
And I listen to you saying that, and I argue, why not?
Touche. That's all I have to say, really. Here was
And we have the teams reuniting. They are now back on the same job. However, Knutzy is just starting it up, and Little Leaf is looking the exit dead in the face.
But the gap is closing a little bit.
It is. I think the Bombers are setting up Mixtuda quite well.
They were giving him a nice lead to run off with, as I do believe he can make something happen in 2-2. Again, there are some tricks that can be missed, but unless we're talking like a major job failure, then it's looking very close. Let's put it like that.
Very much so.
Is this the last section of the Murray Dance that we are we're watching now?
Gotta be honest, I perhaps have not been paying as much attention to the Mirror Dance as you have, but
That's
it's
my
probably
commentator.
in there. Yeah, he's
Does
done.
look like it. Yeah.
He's done. That guard is looking very pleased, and thus we can leave.
It's looking very entertained. As was chat.
GG's. Alright, back to some actual gaming. This is the Bentley job of the episode, Tiger Tail. I'm gonna be taking control of Bentley's RC car. Well, it's only him that's ever used an RC car, do not question it.
Looking at
This is
Knuti,
Spark Runner.
Knuti did some pretty far jumps there. Can you explain that, Tack?
Yeah, that is pretty much. Well, we're all familiar with the humble circle boost being a piece of tech across all of the Sly games. If you jump, immediately followed by pressing the circle button, you can extend your latch range quite a bit. Slide 4 does take this to a bit of another level, where if you know where you want to go, if you're intentional about it, I mean, you can send your circle latches onto another postcode. Leave going for the lantern jump here, Bentley. It is quite a deceptively tight jump to land on the little spike at the top of the lantern where you actually have a grounded position. He was alerted by a guard, so he did have to hurry up quite a bit.
Probably
But he is
affected
back.
the setup.
That is true. But he is back on the car. Now the car actually has some interesting speed tech where if you are boosting while you equip the disguise, then you can have the disguise preserve the forward momentum, which can actually save quite a bit of time since the disguise is locked at a quite low speed, but you will have to use it.
Looks like he did a little off routing there.
Mhm. So it would seem that the difference is roughly 5 minutes and 30 something seconds, which means that Little Leaf has actually been keeping up very well with Knuti, not giving him any time at all. Pretty much.
Very impressive. As Little Leaf
like-
comes into this with little to no Slide 4 experience, if I remember correctly.
As far as I'm aware, he's just good.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't seen him play Slide 4 at all, and like he is, if he's gone this proficient so this fast, he is a really fast learner. Like,
Yeah.
this is seriously impressive stuff from Leaf.
Yeah. On another note, as Mapio just mentioned, we are dancing in 2 out of 3 episodes today.
That is correct.
Well, we're dancing twice in one, so can we say we're dancing once per episode, basically?
You could say that.
This is the dance-off of ACES.
I mean, Gauntlet is a bit of a dance as well.
Very true.
Depending on the player.
Indeed. And yeah, the Bombers picks have been working very well for them, as Gandhi is pointing out as well. They are really playing to their strengths here. As Leaf is heading out of Tiger Tail, it was.
That is the job. And on to Spike Sushi, I think it's called.
That is the second reach job, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's time for Spike Sushi, the shortest job in the episode, right after photo op. You head into a cave and collect 2 pieces of poison fruit. That's really good. There's a tiny bit of RNG that doesn't really save time, but it does make the job easier, and we will see what ends up happening. Now, there is a dragon launch recently discovered, not recently, but discovered some time ago for getting to the job trigger that Leaf is not going for, but Knutty could make use of. Interesting that Leaf is opting to not smack the guards. That will knock them unconscious to no time loss and preventing them from shooting. If you do wanna just leave them be, you can do a little zigzag when they would shoot to dodge their projectile. It is quite handy.
Hit him with the quick 1-2.
Yep. Useful for episode 1 and 3. Where in episode 2 the guards are using machine guns, so that's a bit hard to dodge. And episode 4 they fire these slow moving rockets, so there's not really much to do about those. And episode 5 they're bombs, which are pretty hard to dodge. You gotta have some terrain interrupt them if you wanna be safe. And we are being told that the captain made that move, which is very interesting. Some team sabotage perhaps.
W coaching.
Or maybe a strat that we just don't know about yet. We are mere mortals.
Well, Mapio, he does seem like the guy to be strat hiding.
That is true. No bias.
No bias at all.
Okay, he does go for the shuriken strats. Oh, not quite. So all the ancestors have these special moves where you press X or square and triangle in order to do a special thing. Like Tennessee has a big bullet. Ryuichi has his shuriken. This is the only time in the game where any of them are useful. You can throw one of these shuriken as Ryuichi and have them land on this torch stalk, which baits out these fireflies. And on the second try, Little Leaf just hits it. That is very...
How's that pattern determined? Is it just RNG?
No, it's always consistent. So we have a thing that we look for in the background and aim towards, which to the very left of the fan of shuriken Ryuichi throws out, there are 2 of them like grouped pretty close, so we aim for one of those to be the one hitting. It is pretty nice.
Interesting.
Alright, and here we see Little Leaf heading into the operation Altitude Sickness, which is a very volatile job. Well, it has a lot of segments with big potential for time gain and time loss. Here we have that instant cutscene skip I talked about. First he will want to head to the left Dragon Gate and deflect a fireball as normal. For the second one, if he pauses the game on the very frame that fireball hits the dragon mouth, then he can skip a decently long cutscene, maybe like 15 seconds. That is coming up. So let's see if he goes for it. So he's gonna wanna wind up the gate until he gets that prompt at the bottom of the screen, then run off, equip the disguise, and deflect the fireball. Oh, reset checkpoint. Reset checkpoint. Ah, not quite. That was 1 frame too late.
Unfortunate.
That's very unfortunate. So this whole cutscene you're seeing here would be skipped, and he would head straight into the cutscene that comes after, where the whole gang is approaching the gate looking epic and cool.
So it would skip to this cutscene here.
Yes, right here.
Okay.
Which you also can't skip because it's following a loading screen.
Yep. This game's so pretty. I can't stop thinking that. I really need to play more Sly 4 at some point.
And we have another pace check. I did time it to when Murray got the butt smack, and
Oh hell yeah!
the difference is Now, 5 minutes and 22 seconds, so only 8 seconds have been made up, or 10 seconds-ish. This is a very, very tight race. Like, Austin's gonna have to pull out all the big guns, all the stops for
Had to bring
this
this
to
one
go in.
back.
hmm
We need to see some optimal elephants coming out of Austin.
Yep. But hey, let's see how altitude sickness goes. So this is the Murray fight. Contrary to what you would normally do as Murray, it is never, ever, ever a good idea to punch as Murray, actually. You would always want to pick up a guard and toss it at another guard. Both of them would instantly die, but the aiming is quite imprecise if you're not used to it, as you can see. I just want to keep an eye on the timer, and when the last guard dies, you want to pause and skip the cinematic. Yeah, we have Knutsi not going for the guard smack, and also dodging the projectile.
Hit him with the dodge.
Yeah. Ulif going for the super fast route for the reach section.
He heard the 8 seconds bit and decided to go harder.
He did.
What's the reason for not using the dragon vault for that last section there?
Well, I mean, it's mostly like player preference and which one you would rather you like find the most consistent. But for the most part, it's just like faster.
Yeah.
Now, let's see if Knutsi nails this shuriken throw. If the guard does jump and head over to the final platform, you will be aiming towards him, so you want to be like a good bit in front of him and then throw them. It goes like right between them, so Knutsi opts to go down and smack it manually. And he turns Ryuichi, so the knockback will go towards the rope instead of back towards the plant. That's some seasoned gaming right now.
That's a man who's been here before.
You could say that.
That's the ACES veteran in him. The rolling with the punches type of thing you need in a competition like this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What do we think of El Jefe's crane style? Or whatever it is he says.
Oh, you mean Sly's Kane style?
Oh yes.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that one.
All I
But I
remember
guess we'll
about that
see
is
it later.
Very true. Very true. The big baby indeed, Mapio.
That is him. Alright, we shall see a pretty interesting piece of tech here. Maybe, perhaps, possibly. This is a decently long cutscene where you can skip it by doing what's called a displacement boost, which is landing at the edge of one of these ropes and jumping on the frame you get pushed out, which will launch you past the cutscene trigger, and he opts to not go for it. That is very understandable. When you're this far ahead, you just want to be consistent. Like, Knutsi might be needing to go for this. Like, the difference is too much right now to be going for safe stuff. So Knutsi actually has some ground to make up since since he both has this ACES he can do, he has the displacement boost cutscene skip he can go for. That's a good bit of leeway to make up.
There is for sure room for it, for time to be made.
Now we did see Leaf hesitate a little bit on the heavy fight here. Maybe he's not entirely comfortable with it. Let's see, Knutsi. He got the same frame as well. Frame too late.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Oh, slide 2 spoiler. Ooh.
Ooh.
And we have the legendary 4x3 gaming coming up.
I can't wait. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be so good.
And here we have Knutsi entering the final area, or second to last area, rather.
Gandhi, I don't want misinputs. I want quality. I want production value. Come on, what do you think this is?
Yeah, Remo, you already know. Ah,
Unacceptable. Unbelievable.
this looks like prime 16:9 gameplay.
It sure does. Leaf is a little bit late on this deflect. Does he have enough hits in him? Yes, he does. Good, good. Alright, now we have the
Entering.
final big trick of the operation, called the Hefe 1 cycle, where if you deflect the last fireball that Hefe shoots very close to as early as you can get enough hits in to entirely skip the second cycle of this fight. Oh, these are some crazy circle boosts. God, he knows the stuff.
This guy's been in the lab. He's been
Yes.
practicing for sure.
He's been studying under Professor Mapio. And it shows.
Mapio the knower. Undoubtedly.
I mean, so far we've had 2 episodes that Mapio holds the world record in currently. Which is pretty cool. Alright, let's see if he gets it. Not quite, not quite.
Almost.
And now he just needs to head in here to cancel the attack animation, and he will be ready to deflect the final fireball and close out an extremely impressive Slide 4 Episode 1 run. And GG's to Little Leaf. Incredibly impressive performance.
And here we
Seriously good
have
work.
a very, very good work. And here we see Mixtora adding out, opting for having waited in the safe house for the elephant to be in a prime location to avoid doing, at least for now, doing the Spire Point cutscene skip. Running toward Recon the Ballroom, which is going to be a bit of a, both a good and a bad place. It can either go really fast or it can go really slow, depending on your guard luck. So, chat, I would like for all of you to drop your predictions down below. How many guards is Mixtora gonna get? I see 1, I see 3, I see 4. 17. Good stuff,
Damn.
Takai.
Power Man, the big believer with the zero guards. Now I don't know how to count these, so you do the math.
Yeah, he got a melon frame there.
Epic, we like that.
We like those. A melon frame is being able to is taking the picture as early as possible. Of Rajan. And it's called a melon frame because even though it wasn't in that picture, there is a melon that you usually make him eat in Slide in episode 3. Right in front of him.
Alright, let us see if Knussi goes for the displacement boosts. I don't think he went for the first one. You can do one on that rope, which does save like maybe a half second or something. And we're being told that Little Leaf did get the episode 1 PB.
Oh, heck yeah. Well played, man. Congratulations. So that is 1 guard so far.
The Grand has certainly played off. Oh, and Knutsi forgetting the double jump for the displacement boosts. And missing it.
That's unfortunate.
He had it, but he got the execution wrong. That is unfortunate.
We're seeing some pretty good RNG for Mixtora here.
Yeah.
We're seeing Contessa first into Carmelita. Is very lucky.
Dude,
With only a
Leaf
single
pulling out a 44-36 is really impressive. The lead has only shrunken a tiny bit. We're looking at, if I did my timing correct, a 5-minute and 11-second gap. Really impressive.
That was a 1 guard Recon the Ballroom. It was basically textbook. That was incredibly good RNG.
Lucy got the funny. For the fans. Okay, so Leaf got a 46 this run, but his actual PB is a 44-36. That is still a really impressive PB.
Mm.
Very nice work. And how many guys was that?
That was 1.
Jesus.
He got really good RNG, and the order of the guests also matters, since you can't get Carmelita or Neela to spawn until after you've taken the picture of Contessa. which that makes Carmelita spawn, and taking the picture of her then makes Neela spawn.
I see.
And let's see if he hits this Spire Point cutscene, and he does. Again, pure textbook. That is a cutscene that's around about 20 seconds. If you'd have missed that.
That's very nice.
Which is very nicely hit. And
You did call it remote. Little Leaf is a 44 gamer.
Yep.
Which is better than I got in my whole prep time. I think, maybe. I forget.
Remo's just so good at timing. He sees you come out of the second job and he already knows what you're going to get.
Pretty much.
Mix needs to be careful here with the elephant. In case he gets caught by the spotlight. Very good timing there.
Alright, let's see if Knusy gets this one cycle. Again, it is quite difficult. I don't know if it's necessarily frame perfect, but you need to be very precise with when you release the shield throw. Shield swipe. So now, this looks good. I think this gets it. Nice.
Very nice.
That is
And
not
Austin
an easy.
is already
So
going.
good job, Knusy, QGs. And Austin is out and about.
Yes.
Again, it might look like an early start, but we, stream delays and juggling
And
streams and whatnot, and so on and so forth.
And yes, Slowy is already getting at it. We need to know how many guards you guys think that Austin is going to get here.
Yes.
The
5
job
guards,
that
3 guards.
currently Mixtura is on lower the drawbridge. Since Sly's the only one who can get into the palace grounds currently, with the drawbridge being up, he needs to steal some keys and unlock the winch for it. Mixtura doing a bit of a risky way of doing it. With no GSMing, there could have happened another guard, but he got lucky that it didn't. And he's looking to do a death abuse right after here.
Can we get a shout out to the double 4x3 gaming? I think that is incredibly based.
It does go kind of hard.
Love that.
But that was a very clean, lower the drawbridge from Mixtura. Alright, what is guards looking like over there? Austin getting pretty good RNG with an early Contessa as well. You always like to see that. That's just going to increase the odds of having your last two guests
So
up here.
Yeah. So you're pretty familiar with this game. What would you say, like, the big deciding points in this run? Like, what's really gonna make or break the different paces?
Honestly, it's gonna come down because a lot of this episode is auto scroll dependent. I think the elephant rampage is gonna be a big like knot for both runners here, from what I've seen from their PBs.
It's gonna be a skill check.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the run can be won or lost at elephants, and then of course there's always the chance of maybe not really paying attention during boardroom brawl with the Bentley doing the hacking. If that happens, or they let off the gas mentally, they could lose a ton of time at that point.
Is that one guard for Austin as well?
Yes, they are actually getting in very similar RNG here. Which
Incredible.
is very good to see. It would have been a bit sad for one of them to get one guard and the other one to get like 15.
Yeah. This is really what you want. Now it's just about the gaming going on, not about the game being naughty and nice.
A lot of this can also, again, every single job has some kind of room for time gain or loss by pure skill checking. But yeah, basically everything that's coming up here. The movement we see here in a Steel Tuxedo is also very... It can save you or gain you a lot of time. depending on if you bonk every single one of these pillars that are coming through. Mixtura, though, doing it very cleanly with the first one. Austin, unluckily hitting the cutscene, the Spire Point cutscene. Actually, it looked like he just tanked it. He didn't want to worry about trying to do the skip at all.
I see. I mean, as someone who did try and learn it like 2 years ago, I remember it being quite the struggle as well. So
Yeah, I know his PB has it, so I was kind of thinking or assuming that he was going to go for it. Mixtura tanking a dagger to the face, but we take those. That's not really going to be that much of an issue here.
not a problem for a big pop.
But him still being spotted there could have been troublesome if he had gotten hit on the way up there. They could have lost a bit of time.
That is true, but he got the uses. We're good.
Yeah.
Austin going for the super jump.
Which Mixtura also got.
Yep.
Very nice,
nice.
For both of them. And Mixer being at 4 out of 5. Let's see, does he... No, he doesn't do the smoke bomb strat there. I guess at the end of the day, it kind of evens out. It's going to be the exact same amount of time. And there's the last one.
Shout out to having the animation of Sly holding up an item on both screens at once.
Oh, beautiful.
That's great.
And here we are seeing Mixtura running towards Battle the Chopper. I know he's personally had gripes with this job and not enjoying the whole aiming aspect of it.
That is fair. You are aiming with a controller, which who likes that?
Exactly. It really sucks, and you have no crosshair even. He does hit the cutscene skip here, which is kind of free, but very glad to see that it doesn't get missed. Beaver plays Fortnite on controller on PC.
What?
That is a... You know,
Criminal.
respect to Beaver. That's a choice and a half. Couldn't be me, though. You know?
Could never be yours truly.
Could never be yours truly.
We're having another page check coming up in a while.
Yeah. Mixtura here having a bit of trouble with the missiles. He is one shot off of death right now.
But so was the chopper, almost.
Very nice.
Nice.
He locked in there.
And it would appear the gap has actually shrunk a little bit. We're looking at 5 minutes and 10 seconds between the runners.
We're seeing both of them actually taking the same route now, just with two relatively quick jobs separating them.
Some different destinations.
Oh, actually, the exact same destination.
Oh,
They both want to go party. They both
my
want to
God,
go dance.
oh my god, the runners are tied. That's crazy. Those 5 minutes went by real fast.
Yeah, they really did. So now it's going to be interesting because now we do have a bit of an auto-scroller coming up here. Is Mixtura going to start dip maxing?
Holy shit, it's Slowy. What's he doing here?
What's he doing here? Slowy, get out, man.
Slowy, this ain't your match. Get out of here.
This ain't your match. Come on, man. Come on now. Come on now, dog. Bro just wants to do a cameo.
Insane.
절 아시나요?
파리에서 당신 비행하던 사람입니다.
But yes, dip maxing, for those who do not know, is a technique,
자수하러 온 건 아니겠죠?
one might call it, that is
기절초문을 노리시군요.
that Sakai and I cooked up late night, being bored as hell while grinding 2-2.
Okay,
It just involves it involves dipping or pressing the square button on every other wrong input
Uh-huh.
to increase the funny, as we put it at the time. But it does look like Mixie is playing it safe and doesn't want to. See, Takai knows. It's really good.
We just sat there and mapped out how to get as close as possible to a job fail without actually doing it.
Yes, we mapped that out over like 2 hours or something. I think it was. The math is actually quite interesting.
텔미타에게 접근하려는 건
What an incredible use of free will.
괜찮겠어요?
Oh yeah, like somebody's got to figure it out. You know, who knows? Maybe the animations make it go faster.
Sure.
Sure. So that was 1 hour and 31 in before the first one of those.
Well, well, well.
Well, well, well. We do see very textbook gameplay here from both runners in this situation. Again, Mix doesn't really have all that much he can do wrong.
Well, I mean, maybe you're just in the groove and then you hear, "Oh, my foot" in Korean.
True. Oh, Austin getting spotted there. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Actually, didn't even see what is the reason that he gets spotted. That is an interesting turn of events there. But luckily, it didn't hinder him all too much. Some clean
guy.
square boosts from him in and out of the room here. There was the smoke bomb strat that was mentioned earlier. For when
Pretty
you're
good.
not spotted. Again, very clean movement here from Austin. Very well done of him.
Yeah, I did not see anything major that went
Nope.
wrong.
Did not even one bonk did I see.
고마워요. 아주
GG's on Mix for an epic dance. Good job.
Yes.
혼자 사는 게 아니잖아요.
그래요. 그리고 세 명은 너무 많아요. 닐라.
I would say the live version of this one that we got to see at ESA was quite thrilling, I must say.
당신보단 실력이
I
좋아.
mean, but like, that's only for the real ones.
That's very true. If you know, you know.
Mhm.
카멜레타
We still never found out who was the woman.
좋아요.
Oh, is that a missed cutscene skip? No, he got it.
He got it. Very nice. Yeah, the Binocucom shows up immediately there, basically. If you miss the cutscene, you don't get the black bars looking at the chopper.
Aha. I see.
Mix resetting the game here for the second to last time.
No, this is true, as being pointed out in chat. With a lead like this, you could start making intentional mistakes, so the future opponents will underestimate you.
Very true. Time for Mix to play Hack Pack. Yes, Gandhi.
And then when the time comes, you unleash the demon. You show the world what's up.
Unleash the beast. That is a good question, Melody. ICSS are, at the very least to my knowledge here, those are Sly 4 only.
Yes.
Whereas the Binoc CSSs, that is the cutscene skips where you are in the Binocucom that you see us do in Sly 2 and 3. And then a missed CSS is just you missing a cutscene skip. And here Mix is bombing the car.
He's bombing so hard that the bomb's explosions are causing fractures
Black
in
holes.
reality.
Yeah.
This,
I think we need to check his console.
Bombs. Yeah, we need to check that PS3. Not normally, or PS5. I mean,
Yeah.
pardon my French. Speaking of
And-
French, stay tuned for next match where we're going to be seeing the Paris Peacocks facing off against the Kinderdijk Giants.
Giants.
That's one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is going to be another absolute banger. I cannot wait for that match.
And when's that coming up? Right after this one.
Right after
Oh,
this
boy.
one. So make sure to not go anywhere. It does
Stay
sound like
tuned.
Stay tuned when we're done here. And here we see Mix going into Elephants. I do not believe there is going to be 5 minutes lost here unless like Mix Taurus console crashes or something. But there is still room for a bit of time to be made up.
But
Yes.
the lead has shrunk.
Mm.
The lead is now 5 minutes and 1 second.
Austin is slowly gaining on Mix. Again, it could happen that Mix, getting the cutscene skip for Boardroom Brawl as well, that could take him a couple of tries. And every single time that he misses it and hits the job trigger, it's going to be, I think it's between like 5 and 8 seconds of time loss, if not more than that, per attempt.
Mm.
And then combine that with if you end up with potentially failing the protecting Bentley section, then you're looking at major time loss here. Mixtora going for the early elephant, which he sadly did not get. So he's not looking at optimal cycles
Seems good enough.
for this job.
Ooh, he makes it up. Nice.
Very nice. Not getting knocked off there was pretty nice.
That's pretty good.
First elephant down. As we see Austin doing his little dancey dance with Slowy. Slowy's showing up everywhere nowadays.
Not that guy.
That was good knowledge of the pathing of the elephants to know exactly where it would be when you got off.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think we need to check his PS5. Because, like, if you notice these cane hits, they're sometimes, like, cracking reality a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of strange. I don't know what's going on with that.
They have a bit of impact frames. We're just trying to make it look a bit more epic.
I don't know about all that.
And nice. That was a very clean elephant. Not much to touch on there.
Elephants are back home. This is epic.
Oh. This might be what the Lumberjacks need.
The sabotage.
PS5 remote crash.
Shit. Mike Jackson, what is going on?
Mike Jackson.
Oh, the remote play. No, the remote play is cutting off. Oh god.
Pull the plug, sorry, Knuti, come on.
This is unsportsmanlike behavior, Knutzi. You can't be doing that.
This is just like turning off someone's monitor.
No sabotaging consoles. Have you not read the rules?
Oh.
Mixtura, get your internet up and running.
This could give the
Dude,
cut into the time a lot for the Lumberjacks here.
big shout out to the scriptwriters. This is insane.
Mixtura is still playing apparently.
But he's playing, but we can't see. Oh, we have feedback.
Oh.
The game is trying to escape. This is insane.
The game is leaving.
We're doing tech support mid-run. This is unheard of. It is not, but this is crazy. Holy shit!
All right.
Cutscene skip.
That's
Yes.
That's a bit of a wonky setup there.
That's what you call an oopsie doopsie.
He hits it. Very nice.
Wow.
Bit of a flex. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is to make the enemy team for future matches go. Oh yeah, we can rely on Mix having tech issues to save us some time.
Remote crash is gonna happen every time.
Actually, dedoxing is strictly against the ACES rules if you've read them.
Well, who's gonna get me? La Migra or something? Come on now. Come on now.
I don't know about all that.
But here we're entering the probably second longest, or the second last auto scroller.
Oh boy.
Third to last, actually.
We need like an auto scroller tier list.
Oh, for like all of Slide 2? Or
Yeah.
just like the series in general?
I don't know, Beatles choice.
Damn. Well, Follow Dimitri's got to be S tier. It's got to be.
Oh, yeah.
It's too iconic. Then I think Mila dances. or dance comes after.
Mm.
But
Anyway,
circling back to
what's going on here? Why is Sly dancing?
Sly is running around trying to kill the guards and to protect Bentley. He kind of just does his own thing, you know. While Mix
Sly
is playing
trying
the
to
safe.
table flip. What's going on?
Yes. He's trying to, or rather, Mix is just standing as close to Bentley as possible, taking out every single guard as he comes in. If you notice, once he kills the guard, it gets replaced from the door in the back there. So he's trying to keep the same amount of guards on screen for as long as possible,
I see.
just so it's easier to control. And this entire section is completely time dependent. Killing guards does not affect it at all until you hit the last checkpoint of it, where Bentley says a specific voice line, where they want to kill everything. And then the job ends. The normal method of doing that is kind of to let him take a bunch of damage. So as long as Mixtura here, he can prevent any early damage on Bentley, I think this is going to be pretty by the books, as one might say.
Sounds good. Austin playing it a little bit careful on the elephants, going for jumping over the trunks and taking the smacks where he can get them.
Yeah.
That's a nice third ruby though.
Very much so. The second one was very nice as well. I like the L3 press to see where the elephant is. If you're unsure about the route, that is muy bueno.
That's some good intel right there.
It really is.
Information's half the battle, like we saw in the draft.
Yes.
That's something I'm going to be very interested in hearing after we're done with the match.
Yeah, what the strategy was going into the draft.
Who just barely makes it onto the elephant. Very nice.
And that was the last ruby.
That seemed very clean.
It was. No major mistakes, as far as I saw. I'm also paying a bit more attention to Mixtura currently. He is approaching the end of this job right now.
Ball knowledge.
Yes. So now Mixtura is entering the operation for this. So we are approaching time, basically.
Not too long to go.
Yes. They are indeed one boardroom ahead.
I gotta say, this has been a great set of episodes for the first ACES match. We've had all the games. We had many different skill requirements across the different episodes. Like, this is just a great showcase of what ACES is all about. Fitting what you can do with your team and everything around it. This is nice.
It is very nice indeed. Getting to showcase a bit of everything is always a good thing.
Mm-hmm. We do have a pace update. If I did the timing correctly, I think I did. After Austin went to that button panel, the difference is 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
They have really been. Austin has really been. Oh, okay.
And Nick's hitting the cutscene skip. Okay.
Very nice. That could have been unfortunate if he had been like 2 frames later. The cutscene would have played and then he would have died immediately after, which would have been a major time loss.
Not to worry. Not a problem.
No problem. No fridge, no problem.
Sheesh.
Sheesh. Mix placing the bombs cleanly here. And now we're basically entering a pure auto-scroller section. So bar any major mistakes from Mixtura here, I think the Bombers have this in the bag.
We need some more tech issues.
Yeah. Knuti,
But
do your
we shall
thing.
see.
준비됐어?
That's a great point Remo is making.
들어가는 것 같은데.
Yeah, Slide 3 is definitely the most volatile game in the series by far.
좋은 물건들인 건
The tricks in that game range from being like
폭스양
slight differences here and there to
기다렸어요. 당신이 떠.
like a minute and a half in the worst cases.
기다리고 있었죠.
It's gonna
Not
be
to mention
interesting.
the sheer difficulty of something like Gauntlet, where Mapuyo could just make up so much time due to him being so well versed in that
Yeah,
whole
the
job.
entire thing, yeah. We're seeing Austin here pulling off pretty much the exact same strats as Mixtura was, but again, as mentioned, there's not really any time to be made up here, bar Mixtura seriously
혹시 경찰 쪽에
throwing for content
하면서 공포가 만나는 일이 많다.
would almost be the way to put it. Stevens, that is this job. Nuke India refers to a bug that can happen on the remaster version, where when you drop the bombs as the helicopter and you destroy some of the map geometry, some of the breakables, it can just hard crash your console,
좋군요.
which is not a thing that is present in the PS5 version, luckily, so we don't have to worry about that.
Oh, and it would seem like Bendy's taking some damage, but it's all good.
Yeah, that was right at the end. What you want to do optimally there is you let the guards gather around Bentley and then just stay on him and you kill all of them in 2 hits. That's a
Pretty
very
good.
nice ending from Austin right there. That was really well played.
Speaking of ending, we are approaching the end of this whole match.
Yeah, the first match of ACES. Which has had its shares of ups and downs and some very interesting showcases.
좋아요.
Do, 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 do. I do love the dancing music here. It does go very hard.
It's iconic.
It really is. Do, do, do.
Ba-da-da.
이름은 어떻게 되시죠?
왜 산통깨를 가시죠?
아, 네. 무슨 말씀이신지 모르겠군요.
날개가 클라고크의 날개에 무슨 일이 생긴 거야?
뭐라고? 어떻게? 누가 그럴 수가? 어? 쿠퍼.
Okay, Austin hitting the cutscene skip too there. It did look quite scary from where I was sitting, but he has nerves of steel, that one.
Just
Got it
pushing
for
on
sure.
through.
Yes, sir.
All good, all good.
이거 아주 무거운 걸.
Alright. However, Lumberjack fans, do not lose hope just yet. Even if they do not win this one, they still have a chance to qualify for the finals if they battle their way through the lower bracket and get another chance at glory. So hope
Yes,
is not
this is-
lost. Not at all.
This is not the end of their ACES Season 3 journey. Nice little hit on the bomb there for a small optimization at the end from
Not
Austin.
even close. No CSS missed. We had ICSSs miss pretty much all of them in Slide 1, so
And Austin didn't do Spire Point cutscene skip either here in Slide
And-
2.
and ATP didn't do the cutscene skip in Stand Your Ground in Slide
Yeah.
3.
So we've had well, is it technically a missed cutscene skip if you just don't go for it?
Well, that's one for the philosophers, which I'm not.
Yeah, for the philosophers. That's for the smart people in the Discord. PB
And
pace will
with
finish.
that, we can safely say GG's to Mixtura and congrats to the Prague Bombers on their undefeated ranking. First win, first match, first everything. Big GG's, nice job Mixtura. W match.
Incredibly well played, all around. to each and every one of the contestants. We appreciate all of you. And yeah. Strong episodes.
That was very nice. So we are gonna be seeing the winning team heading in here in a moment for a little talk, little interview. Those who wish to participate. And we have them all here. Me, Leaf, Mixuda, Mapio, welcome in everyone. Big
Hello.
congrats on your very epic victory.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
All right, guys.
first-
So what
first
were
was-
going through your heads during that draft? Let's hear it.
The draft was exactly as we planned to. We got slide 4 pick to counterattack Canudi to get him out of slide 3 or 2. We got a slide 2 episode for Mix, and we just. The only part that wasn't planned was the 3-6 pick. We expected the other episode, but it worked just fine, so.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah,
a big lead at the end, and we just finished off.
Yeah, how did the slide 3 feel, Mapio? Was there any rush showing, or was it just like always?
Okay. So I'm sick. I'm like practicing offline, some episodes. I'm comfortable at it. One episode that haven't been grinding was 3-6, and the one run I got was a mid 33. So getting 2 minutes better than that, it felt really good.
Yeah, that was seriously impressive performance. Speaking of impressive performances, Leaf, you are not known for running Slide 4. How was the whole process of getting accustomed to a new game and learning an episode? How was that?
It was very hard at first. To be honest, Sly 4, I like to describe. It feels like you're piloting Sly on ice. You know, you sometimes when you stop, you just kind of keep going. You know, if you're holding sprint, and you have your the super sneaky thief moves where you jump way further than you're expecting. Was really hard to get used to, but I think the more I practiced, the more the game just kind of felt comfortable.
Yeah, definitely takes some getting used to. Also, the characters just kind of feel heavier, in my opinion. A little bit of a learning process.
Heavy is a good way of putting it. Yeah.
But you mentioned you have a mid 44. That is a seriously impressive time for what I assume is not a lot of time to actually learn the game and practice.
Yeah, that mid 44 came a couple days ago, I think, when I popped into your stream and I mentioned it.
So it was that.
Yes,
I
it
did
was.
ponder that quite a bit.
The secret PB. Mix, you specifically, how confident were you going into EP2? I know you haven't been playing it all that, super much, unless you've been practicing in secret.
Very confident.
That's what we like to hear.
Mapio actually had to tell me to stop playing it because it's such a niche episode to play or grind because there's so much RNG involved.
Yep.
But all in all, I was very happy that the draft went as it went because 2-6 is I'm currently less comfortable in that episode, and we knew that they probably wanted to pick that since I've been having major issues with it, and happily we could ban it, and 2-2 is more than fine with me. And these two other guys definitely laid the groundwork.
Yeah, and luckily the game was quite generous for both of you. You both only got one guard in Recon the Ballroom, so
Yep.
Yeah,
Very good RNG for both of you.
yes.
And as a
All
side
right.
note, we are hearing that Austin Nunavut did get a PB in Slide 2 Episode 2, so big GG's to him. And I
Huge
want to thank
congrats to Austin for the PB.
And I want to thank all of you three very much for joining us for this interview. We are going to be going to a break before we head into the next match.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
It was lovely.
So here we have the brackets. We have the Bombers moving on to being the first team in the upper bracket to move forward. And up next, we are gonna see who they are going to be facing up against. We have the Paris Peacocks versus the Kinderdijk Giants. Two very interesting teams that are gonna have some interesting dynamics that we're not really gonna be seeing much of moving forward. But we will be getting into that as we head into the next match in a bit. Any thoughts, people?